Hello everyone. Today I shall read the continuation of the chapter Coping with the Loss. So 8th of April 2019. I refreshed myself after my hospital duty and Champa showed interest to bring forth Ruplu's memories. She still cannot accept the bitter truth. She joined us in 2017 when Ruplu returned from hospital after thoracotomy. She was unaware that the operation was due to a serious illness and was shocked at his sudden demise. She would repeat her words, বেমাৰ বুলি একো গমেই নাপালো, ইমান ফূৰ্তি কৰিলে মোৰ লগত, গাড়ীত ফুৰাব লৈ যায়. I did not know he was ill. He enjoyed a lot with me and he would take me for drive. 14th of April 2019. It was Sunday and Goru Bihu, the first day of Bohag Bihu. My eyes burn as I hold back my tears to write. I made preparation for my prayers and washed the bronze plate that holds the stand for dhoop and diya, especially lit for Ruplu. Is this the only work left for me to do for Ruplu? Why? 18 years of service for him has been turned to mere zero. God is so mean to deprive me of my task for him, to take him away from me. I offered my prayers weeping, and Ma, my mother-in-law, also wept staring at his photo. I hate and fear Sundays now. Like a wildfire, the burning pain spreads all over my body. I become insane and want to run out of the house in quest of him. At times I felt like closing myself in a room and only think about him and feel him. But no, I cannot go mad. I cannot go into a state of depression. I had to tune my mind and thought process in such a way that I ought to be strong. My insanity would traumatize Bhaskar and Paplu, and that would be another burden. Sunday household chores. Ruplu would have been vacuum cleaning and I would be dusting. I missed him so much that when I was polishing the glass top table, I heard him say, Ma Colin use kora, ene musile nohobo. Ma use Colin, it won't do without it. Saying so, he would spray it. Cooking was his passion, and without him the kitchen seemed lifeless. Paplu wanted to get rid of this misery by preparing paneer, but I could not encourage him with his recipe. Champa also missed him. She said it was Bihu and Ruplu would have been in festive mood, but without him we shall never be in festivity. My mother, Rintu, Babi and Rian visited us. For a moment the pall of gloom faded as we chatted over a cup of coffee. Ma, who is always high-spirited, tried to garland the bihuan, the gamusa, on Bhaskar. But Bhaskar, who had only Ruplu in his mind, could not accept it and started crying. He slipped away to the washroom and I reacted. I told Ma, you made him cry. Sorry, Ma, we were going through the terrible stages of grief and had mood swings like the clouds that drift to brighten and darken the days. One moment we were normal and the next we become abnormal. One moment we smile and the next moment we cry. At night, Bhaskar gave my mother-in-law an anti-anxiety tablet for a good night's sleep, but before she could go to bed, she felt very sleepy and lost her balance and walked wobbly. We had a good laugh and felt Ruplu laughing with us. He often played pranks with his dear Abu and both enjoyed each other's company. Once in Hojai, he tied her braided pigtail, her thin hair plait to the strings of the mosquito net. She had a tough time unwinding her entangled hair, and I was busy taking a video clip as Pooh enjoyed the fun. He would mix hot chili pickle oil in her rice and had fun watching her drink water and take sugar to soothe her burning tongue. Sometimes he would lock the bedroom door and make her put up the mosquito net. When she was done with one end of the string, he would open the other, and both would repeat their tasks until the old lady would pant and puff and curse the hooks, thinking they were not good holders. Ma was unaware of Ruplu's mischief, but took his side when I scolded him. Dear, I shall never forget your naughty deeds with Abu. 22nd April 2019. I went to Ruplu's school to meet Principal Ma'am as we decided to give an award to the school topper in humanities in his name. Ma'am appraised the proposal and said it could be given in the annual school function to be held in January 2020. Just before I left school, a staff handed me Ruplu's admit card bearing his name Rishabh Choudhury, CBSE Delhi Examination 2019. Roll number was mentioned, school number, center number, admit card ID, and his passport size photo was attached to it. I didn't know what to say, but took it in my hand and moved away with a heavy heart. The staff knew that the admit card would be of no use. Still, she handed it to me, thinking I would like to keep it as a memory. The ill-fated disease took him away a month earlier to his board exams. We were broken and shattered, all his hard work in vain. Baba, you must be so disappointed. You could not appear your exams, but you fought the deadliest disease and yet lived a meaningful life. That was your toughest exams, and you have been rewarded with the heavenly throne. So every night I would get connected to him through my writing, and just as he would say, Ma, olop boha, olop porha. Ma, sit for a while and read for a while. I hear him say, Ma, olop boha, olop likha. Ma, sit for a while and write a little. Yes, Baba, I will surely write down your memories and keep you alive. Your photos attract me towards you, and like before, I bid you a good night and wave my trembling fingers through your wavy hair. I love you, my son. So 1st of May 2019. As a part of my duty, I had to accompany a year-old child to Primus for CT scan of the brain. He had uncontrolled febrile seizure, and my role was to monitor the child and manage its complications. As the ambulance halted in Primus, I was very saddened. My last visit to it was with Ruplu. I recalled how he guided me to park the car, how he would change to the hospital gown, hand over his wristwatch, silver chain with pendants and spectacles to me, and with a smile he would enter the MRI room. Hiding the pain within me, I had to keep an observant eye on the little child. I pondered why life is so hard for some people. CT brain of the child reported an acute infarct of the left side of the brain. The parents are so ignorant that it was difficult to explain what an infarct is. Infarct is a localized area of dead tissue resulting from failure of the blood supply. These are not the result of karma. There are multiple causes of infarct like blood vessel occlusion, embolism, atherosclerosis, dehydration, septic shock, etc., leading to hypoperfusion. It could be pediatric stroke. At Primus, I also remembered Madhurja, a 14-year-old, fair-complexioned, healthy-looking young boy who required MRI brain, also due to seizure following relapse of acute myeloid leukemia. My job was to sedate and monitor him during the procedure. Madhuja's father shared with me his sorrow and difficulties faced during the 4 years of his son's treatment at Chennai, and I too talked of our valiant warrior. Unfortunately, Madhurja succumbed to the ill-fated disease before Poo. 2nd May 2019. 2nd May 2019, Pompey broke the news of Class 12 board results were declared. As soon as my ears perceived her words, my head spinned and I did not know how to react. I thought if Ruplu was there, he would have been the most excited and curious person to know his results and also that of his friends. He would call them and ask, Kenekwa, how was it? Pooh had great expectations to get good marks in history. But alas, all in vain. In the evening, I called Pratyush and Harshit to congratulate them but could not stop crying. When results were out, their first thought was Rishabh. How they missed him. Bhaskar too lost control of his emotions and cried. 3rd May 2019. The thought that it was the 3rd day of the month makes me sick again. 3rd of February was his last day, and Bhaskar and I offer fresh flowers on every 3rd and 4th day of the month. My life as a professional kept me moving. Mr. Sujit Patwari was terminally ill and admitted in the ICU. Outside in the lobby, I conversed with his wife and told her that exactly 3 months back my son was struggling for his life in that room, pointing to the cabin. I also showed her Ruplu's photo in my mobile. She was astonished to see him and said, "He cannot be a sufferer." But reality made us weep. 4th May 2019. This is another day that grips me with the pause of pain and agony. Ruplu left for his heavenly abode in the early hours of 4th February 2019. Dear, all I have to offer you are my prayers, flowers, Saki the earthen lamp, and dhoop. 4th August 2019. 6 months without you. How time flies, but you were constantly in my mind, heart, and soul. We talked every moment, and this kept me going. What ritual do we do now? We obtain solace by offering a choudhury and prayers at home. Bhaskar and I visited Mother's old age home in Hattigaon. We took Ruplu's photo and shared our sad story with the inmates. Mr. Utpal Harshvardhan and Miss Monica Sharma are the sturdy pillars of the old age home, and they arranged a choudhury in Ruplu's name. The sweet Aitas paid their tribute with Nam Prohongo, and we offered them jalpan and sweets. This brought us a peace of mind. 29th November 2019. Ruplu dear, it's yours and Papa's birthday. There was a moment when 29 November would bring so much triumph, but now the number 29 haunts me. What do we do on this special day? God, please have mercy and give me the strength to face this day. Yes, Pooh guided me to make it special. As usual, I wished you first, then Papa. I uploaded your birthday pictures from 1st to 18th birthday on Facebook, and very soon you received the warm birthday wishes from many. Pompey and I went to Matri Mandir, a shelter home of the little angels, to wish them on his special day. I was pretty surprised to see a small cage on a raised shelf in the garden. It had a warm cot and a secured latch. It was cozily set to welcome the abandoned babies. I blessed the little ones with warm clothes and baby food. Dear, I really missed you. Words and measures would not suffice to express it, but tears flew incessantly. We also visited the ISKCON temple adjacent to the orphanage and prayed for him. The year passed by in emptiness, as if a part of me had vanished. We lived on, developing means to cope up and keep ourselves busy. Weekends, Bhaskar and I would put up in our Rihabari house and gave company to Ma. New Year 2020. With the coming of the New Year 2020, festivity filled the air, but for us it was isolation and mourning. It is unimaginable that we are surviving without Pooh, and festivals triggered the agony in us. Hence, no Magbihu, no Uruka Bhuj, no Meji, no fun. 19th January 2020. Dear, in your memory we have formed Rishabh Choudhury Memorial Foundation to keep you alive in school. An award in your name was conferred upon the school topper in humanities, and your classmate and friend Ariana Choudhury received it this year. Thanks to Principal Ma'am for giving us the opportunity, and special thanks to Dubori Ma'am. Her introductory speech on you was excellent. It made everyone very emotional and brought tears to our eyes. With your school photos, I made a collage and gifted it to Principal Ma'am and mug imprints to your fond teachers. Through your memorial, we will also render cancer aid and support the needy and underprivileged. 25th January 2020. A year without his physical presence, but he was always in our thoughts. It was his Punyatithi, the death anniversary, and we offered our prayers, and Nam Prahanga was held in our Bhetapara apartment. Throughout the Nam, I wept, thinking of if he was there, he would have liked the gathering and the Nagara Nam. The thought that the occasion was a ritual for his death anniversary was itself very painful. Paplu, on seeing the arrangements, said angrily, "Are you arranging for some feast?" I answered that Ruplu always wanted perfection in any occasion, and he would have loved to serve his guests the best of all. 7th March 2020. It was a flight to Varanasi, and Pooh would have been very excited. But a travel without him created vacuum. When the flight took off, for a moment I was quite thrilled, thinking I was nearing Pooh. I will be meeting him soon. Next moment I shivered when I realized that the purpose of travel was for his last ritual, and it became a painful journey. 8th March 2020. Paplu performed the heartbreaking ritual of immersion of his dear brother's mortal remains in the holy river of Ganga in the spiritual city of Varanasi. Dear, you are safe in the hands of Ma Ganga and in the thoughts of your mummy. 9th March 2020. On returning, as the flight paved its way through the thick blanket of clouds, Paplu said, "Rupluk Bisara." Search for Ruplu. It seems Paplu was also preoccupied with the thoughts of his loving brother. He was in quest of him always and everywhere. 31st March 2020, we shifted to our house in Rihabari, carrying with us your precious memories and treasured belongings. Going back to the place from where I began the journey of a mother, going back to your dream place where you would have kept a pet dog, where you would have set your drums in your spacious room. We miss you everywhere and every moment, but you gear us up to set everything in order. We have placed your photo in every room so that we can feel your presence at all times. Dear, as you wished, I have put up a beautiful array of flower pots in which you can bloom and feel the essence. Dear, if you are at peace, I am at peace. I pray that you attain moksha and be liberated from the cycle of birth and death. Om Shanti. Life and death were so unpredictable, so close to each other. We existed moment to moment, never knowing who would be the next to leave the world. By Richel Mead. So, this is the end of the chapter, Coping with the Loss. Meet you with the next chapter, The Recluse Dialogues Come Alive. Till then, stay safe, stay fit.